Hey everybody, this is Brandon Ford and welcome to this week's TV episode of the Blind Rage podcast. I've been getting lots of positive responses for the Tales from the Crypt episodes, so here's another one for you. This is Brooke Shields and Perry King in Came the Dawn from season 5. And I'm sure you can find it just like you can find the whole series on YouTube if you want to watch along. If you want to listen, just listen. That's okay too. So as always, I would like to encourage you to please visit my Amazon author page by going to Amazon.com or the Amazon app on your phone, typing in Brandon Ford in the search box, and there you'll find my titles as well as my Amazon author page. You can also find me on Audible by going to audible.com or the Audible app on your phone, typing in Brandon Ford, and you'll find a bunch of my titles there in audio format as well. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, critiques, criticisms, suggestions, recommendations for titles that you would like me to do, maybe Tales from the Crypt episodes that you would like me to do, feel free to email me directly at blindragepod81@gmail.com. I heard somebody on a podcast the other night give out their email address for the show, and they actually said, if you want to go old school and just send us an email. I didn't realize that email was old school. I guess it is since everybody communicates via social media. But yeah, if you want to contact me on social media, feel free to do that as well. You could find me on Instagram at writer Brandon Ford. And so I guess that is about it. We're going to get started with a 3 count. So if you want to watch along, make sure you have your episode ready, queued up and ready to go, because here it comes. 3, 2, 1, play. I fucked up. That was that's the end titles for the previous episode, but guess what? I'm not going to do that introduction again. And I like this music, so we're just going to wait until the episode begins. Oh my god. Alright, here it comes. So hold on to your panties. Yeah, I know I said in an earlier episode, because it seems to me like they started adding more and more, a little bit, to the opening as the seasons progressed on DVD. I know what I said makes absolutely no sense, but what I said was, in the first, I think 2 seasons, maybe 3 seasons on the DVDs, they did not have this opening title sequence with going through the house and the theme and all that good stuff. It would just cut right into the Crypt Keeper's introduction. And then they started adding the opening title sequence. However, they did not have the home box office presents as was always seen when the episodes aired on HBO way back when. And then I was looking at one of the later seasons. It might have been season 6. And I noticed that it was there. And I never noticed it before. But so yeah. I don't know, maybe I definitely think some of the fans complained about the lack of the absence of the introduction, or the opening title sequence rather, in the episode, because it's so iconic and it really sets up the mood for the show. And how could you not love that Danny Elfman opening title theme? So the Crypt Keeper is playing a steward or a flight attendant in this opening. I'm not sure what it has to do with the episode, but it's funny nonetheless. So yeah, this is Came the Dawn, and it is directed by Uli Edel, who directed one of my favorite erotic thrillers, Body of Evidence, starring Madonna, Willem Dafoe, and Julianne Moore. See, now this opening, I don't know if you're not supposed to know exactly what happens here, or if it's what you think it is. And there will be spoilers, because I can't not spoil this episode, because there are some things that that you can't not talk about. And so this blonde woman here who's out to dinner with a gentleman who you can only kind of hear laughing as the drinks are being poured, and she's being very flirtatious and so on and so forth. And then, she goes to the ladies' room, and while she's in the stall, somebody breaks open the door, and that's about to happen, and she's about to get chopped up with an axe. And all you could see of the person is their figure silhouetted, because they turn off the lights, and you see the red hair. That's all you see. And for those of you who... Here it comes. Nothing like a good axe murder. And from what I recall, there's a lot of blood seepage under the door. But, so... Okay, the big twist is that Perry King's character, Roger, is a split personality. He is himself a millionaire art collector or dealer, and he is also his own very, very jealous wife, who he dresses up as in a red wig, or plays a videotape of himself dressed up as her in a red wig with red lipstick and a dress. And he plays the tape if he wants to play himself being berated. And I don't think that's his voice right there. Joanna, that's the name of the fictitious wife. But okay, so he picks up Brooke Shields, and over dinner, she confides in Roger that her husband claimed to have gone away on a hunting trip with some friends, and she came to find that he was actually, as Brooke's character puts it, shacking up with some bimbo. And Roger asks, "What did you do?" And she says, "I dealt with it." And when she says that, she snaps a toothpick. So that always kind of made me wonder if that was really her at the restaurant, and the woman in the restaurant was the woman that her husband was cheating on her with. But I don't think so, because it does, like I said, you only hear the laughter of the male. You don't see him. You only hear his laughter, and it does sound like Perry King. So I don't know. She's great. She's really great in this episode. She's plays a character very much against type. You really don't see her like this before. And this was around the time when she was re-entering the business, because she'd spent some time away going to school, And I think she did this, and then she did the episode, the guest spot on Friends. She's very, very funny. And because of that, she got Suddenly Susan. So the 90s were good to Brooke. And yeah, like I said, I think she does. I think she does great here. She is definitely not the character that she plays on Friends. She's definitely not Susan. So it shows her versatility. And she's the gum. There's a hint of a regional accent, like an East Coast accent, but she doesn't lay it on too thick. So I definitely think that she wanted to play this character as kind of a tough chick, but she didn't. She didn't pile it on. It was just enough. And then later on in the episode, when she puts the dress on that is supposed to belong to the fictitious Joanna, she does this thing when she comes on the steps where she seems kind of awkward at first, and then when they're having dinner, she's very comfortable because she's her hair down and she's very, very beautiful. And I think she only has a little bit of lipstick on. And so this is the opera that they're listening to in the car. Norma the Druid Priestess. I don't know if this is real or if this made this up for the show, because I don't know from opera, sorry. But I was looking, I just wanted to look to see if there was any interesting trivia about this episode on IMDb before I started recording. And Brooke's character's name is credited as Norma, because when he asks her name, she looks at the CD in the tray and she just says Norma, but she doesn't want to give him her real name. So you really don't know what her real name is, but nevertheless, she's credited as her character's name is credited as Norma. So he goes here, and we're going to see Michael J. Pollard. There he is. Michael J. Pollard, as I said during the House of a Thousand Corpses episode, he will always, always, always be Herman Miranda from Sleepaway Camp 3 to me. I know he's famous for a number of other roles, but I always see him as Herman. And I think showing the payphone or the phone, I don't know if it was a payphone or not. He's talking about the murder in the restaurant, and I think this was the same night. It's got to be the same night, because it's the same night that the truck was stolen. Ed's friend, Ed being Michael J. Pollard, his truck was stolen, and we come to find that, Brooke's character did it. And so, yeah, I think it was important for them to show the phone, because you're going to get a call while Ed is wrapping up the oysters, and it's going to be Roger calling the car phone, posing as the fictitious Joanna. And there it is. Because these were the days. This was 93. I think it was. Yeah, so.
Roger, I'm sorry about the message I left before. Can I take you up on your offer?
No, that can't be him.
Roger?
I mean him doing the voice.
Sorry, hon, you got the wrong person. This is Norma, the Druid Priestess.
Who is it?
Son of a bitch.
Well, what the fuck is she jealous for? He just picked her up. I mean, it's not like she was going out on a date with him. But she has a chip on her shoulder about men. And she has a line later where she says, men, they're either cheating on you or cheating on someone. Cheating on you or you. Wait, hold up. Men, they're either cheating on you or cheating on someone else and using you to do it. That was kind of a tongue twister. Her delivery was much better than mine, believe it or not. So yeah, so Roger called the car phone from that payphone that Ed was just talking on to, I don't know. I don't know what the reason was. I guess it was to throw the audience off. I'm not sure why he did that. Now this axe that you're about to see right here, this was a prop axe that was also used in Lover Come Hack to Me, which I think was season 1 or 2. It had fucking Amanda Plummer, and yeah, she uses the same axe to kill her newlywed husband on their wedding night. But for this one, they added the notches on the handle because that axe was supposedly used to chop off heads, and every time, a new notch was added each time the axe was used to cut off a head.
I'd rather not talk about the relationship. The important thing is that it's over.
Okay.
See, yeah, like I said, she has a chip on her shoulder about men, but also, I don't know why she's so angry with him, because he was just a good Samaritan, or so we're led to believe, who pulled over to give her a ride. I mean, they weren't going out on a date. This wasn't supposed to be a date. This wasn't even planned. And she's looking through the closet now. She sees all the clothes that belong to the fictitious Joanna.
Christ. You can still smell the perfume on him.
Yeah, you really don't see her like this. Angry, aggressive.
Either cheating on you or cheating on someone else and using you to do it.
There's the line. Yeah, I got it right, too.
But not with me. And boy, are you in for a big surprise.
I don't think she curses in this one. She's supposed to be a tough character, but I don't think she ever curses, and I think it would be out of Brooke's character to use foul language.
It's okay, huh?
Yeah, so she's like coming on the sips, and she really doesn't know. She doesn't know how to act like a lady. That's the thing, because of her background and where she lives, and she's a t-shirt and jeans girl, as is her husband. And she, when she gets picked up, she's wearing a flannel, so she's definitely not a girly girl. Okay, and he gives her this necklace that used to belong to Catherine the Great. Really? How the hell did you get that? And wouldn't that be in a museum?
I see. It's beautiful.
It's as beautiful as the one who wears it. Dinner's ready.
Ugh, if somebody served me oysters, I would gag.
Lover Pollyoni has been unfaithful. She decides to commit suicide because she's broken her vow to chastity. But at the last moment, Pollyoni joins her, and together they walk toward the funeral pyre as the curtain falls.
So he tells her the whole opera over dinner.
That's it? That's how it ends? kills herself?
Well, she doesn't do it because of him. She does it because she's broken
No.
about it.
She should have taken the gold and split to Paris or somewhere. That would have been a lot more believable.
I like this thing that she does too during dinner, especially when she starts to talk about herself, because she doesn't do it a lot of talking about herself in the beginning because she doesn't want to reveal who she is because of what she's done. And we still don't know exactly what she's done. Whether she did hurt anybody, whether she was the woman in the ladies' room. I'm leaning towards not, but I think she did something bad. She definitely did something bad. Cuz he says, "What did you do?" And like I said, she says, "I dealt with it." But then she says, "So now I can't go home."
Like, what do you want to know?
So whatever she did was bad enough to turn her into a fugitive, I guess. And I was saying, I like this thing that she does when she's telling her story, when she's playing with the toothpicks. She's kind of breaking them, and she
And why do you want to know?
she uses one to she lights one with the flame from the candle, and she just watches it burn before blowing it out. So she has the toothpicks are her prop in this scene, and I think it works well.
What happened?
I dealt with it. So now I can't go home. I don't know what I'm going to do.
I understand.
You do?
Stay here as long as you like. I don't know what it is, but I feel this connection with you.
I really would like to know what exactly she's planning, though, because like again for the third time, she has these hang-ups with men, so she's definitely been burned. And we know she's gonna rob him because she started filling up the overnight bag in the bedroom with whatever she could find, but then she adds she ties the stocking to the bedpost because she's planning on tying him up with it. But what she's gonna do to him after that, I don't know. I can only assume she's just gonna tie him up and leave him there, and steal whatever she can get her hands on. But it's also very interesting when he stops and he says, "Did you hear that?" And there's nothing. There's literally nothing except for the sound of the rain and maybe like a shutter out the window in the bedroom. And he says there's somebody downstairs, and he rushes down. So this has got to be him. I don't know if this is this isn't him doing dual voices right now. This is him having an argument with the video that's playing on the TV. Oh wait, one of the all-time best lines in this series, and I think I might have talked over it.
You gotta leave. She gets dangerous when she's like this.
Yeah, well, so do I.
Please, there's no
I think she already said, or he, I don't know. When Joanna, the fictitious Joanna, says, "You've got some little trollop in our bed, don't you? You'd stick your dick in a shrub if you thought there was a rodent in it." The writing is really it's very well written, the dialogue in this episode, but it's a tongue twister for me. Oh, there you go. So, yeah, it was him. Do I have to do to her what I did to the one in the restaurant? So yeah, it was him. There we go. I guess I forgot about that. This episode goes by really, really fast because it's almost over already. And to entice her, you know, because Joanna, I don't want to keep saying fictitious Joanna or quote unquote Joanna. And there he is. There's Perry King in drag, taking the axe off the wall. But yeah, to get her to stay at least a few minutes longer, there's a video. The safe is left open with all the giant diamonds and.
I'll fix your ass for good.
Ooh, he's creepy when he does this voice.
Roger, but you can't fool me. Oh my God, Roger.
I'm gonna make you look like that bitch at the restaurant. I'll fix your ass for good.
And another boon, I think, to Brooke's acting is her terror is very real here as well.
Roger is fine.
And I love that the clash of the instruments. I don't know what they use for opera, but it goes with the swing of the axe.
Have more fun, but you gotta admit,
Yeah, that's a great one.
really know how to swing. So till next time, kiddies, I hope you'll excuse me, but I've got a little private business to take care of. It's the only way to fry.
Now he's in a.
I've always wanted to join the Mild Die Club.
Oh. Okay. Thanks for staying with me to the bitter end. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. And there will definitely be more Tales from the Crypt episodes to come. This is, like I said before, in my top 3 favorite shows of all time. So I'll definitely be doing some more. So until next time, this is Brandon Ford wishing you all unpleasant dreams.